Hello Capricorn, welcome to your July 2019 General Psychic Horoscope reading. Capricorn, this month is going to be powerful for you in particular. You and Cancer are really being affected here. And why is that, Capricorn? Because you have an eclipse in your sign and then your polar opposite sign, Cancer. So there's a lot here in July that is just putting you in the spotlight. And so I'm really excited to discuss the psychic energy that is maneuvering and just hanging around you, Capricorn. Of course, before I jump into that, couple of quick awesome announcements. First of all, if you haven't, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Help support a brother out here. And keep up to date with all the good stuff I have coming. But also, for those of you who are familiar, I have an Etsy shop where I do personal readings in, and I just added a new option, which is the psychic message in a bottle here. So as you see, you get a piece of paper rolled up here, a piece of painting, drawing paper, if you will, rolled up here with your psychic message handwritten. Boom, switch on the lights here on the, oh dear, I just forgot what this is called. Wow, I feel like a doofus. The cork. And boom, see, you have lights. You have a little bit of decor here, Capricorn. So, psychic message inside, as you see. And then also you have your zodiac signs, symbol and charm on here. There's a Leo one on here right now. And then you get a clear quartz crystal pendant there. And you can turn this into a bracelet or necklace, Capricorn. I'm really quite excited about it. And it's simple, yet you get a lot with it. And it's just cute. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, one more thing, I'm doing a free giveaway, and it relates to this new psychic bottled up message I have going on. So the best way to stay in the loop with that free giveaway is to follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Of course, those links and everything are below in the descriptions box too. So Capricorn, let's delve right in here. So because it is eclipse season, I want to first bring up those. And I drew a couple of animal oracle cards just to kind of get the conversation starting. And I wanted to meditate on the energy, the collective energy that is affecting all of us as a society, as a people together. So July 2nd, we have the new moon in solar eclipse happening in Cancer. So, Owl popped up in Capricorn. The collective messages that came through with Owl here, one of the biggest ones was the need to detach from those areas of life, from those things such as social media that we've been too attached to, that has created some blockages within our emotional needs. That has blocked us from emotionally connecting with others. You know, social media is a wonderful platform, but I think a lot of us can agree, many of us have been too reliant on communicating and connecting solely through a screen and solely through texting, that it's become harder for many of us to connect in person and form that genuine bond. Cancer is all about emotional security and nurturing those emotional needs and connections. So Owl is bringing up a collective need for all of us to detach from excessive use in social media. You know, create some detachment there so that you can welcome in, make more room for a more genuine way of connecting, you know, putting yourself out there and a more in-person sort of way, you know, be a little more face-to-face is what this energy is encouraging you around this time. And something else that popped up was having the wisdom to turn a disadvantage into an advantage at this time. So, especially, of course, when it comes to our emotional needs and security and connection with others, where we've been disadvantaged in that area and turning it into an advantage. So, for instance, not focusing on the negatives and, what's not working and complaining about it, but actually looking for a solution. That's how you get to being on the advantage, having the advantage. So focusing on a solution. And the other thing that pops up here with Owl as well in the solar eclipse energy is strongly, we're going to see a lot more people, even stories, statistics showing up saying that more are turning to a naturistic spirituality, turning more to the cycles of nature, paganistic spirituality, occultism, esoteric law and practices, all of that Owl is welcoming in, helping usher in. It's part of the awakening of the age, the new age that we're in, that we've only recently begun. So seeing a lot more people move away from past spiritual practices, such as Christianity. So, there's an involvement there with our spirituality, and it's really special. It's really big. And, you might feel it pretty softly with this Cancer solar eclipse. Softly, yet impactful. Now, Capricorn, come the 16th of the month, we have the full moon and lunar eclipse in your sign, in Capricorn. And what showed up here for that is cow. So the collective message coming with cow is asking us how we have been taking care of our physical health and how we've been nurturing our physical health, body, and our earth, the earth we're living in. The cow represents the goddess of the earth here. And so, really specifically what this is bringing up, Capricorn, the specific message that came through was how we're treating our livestock, how we're feeding our livestock, how we're taking care of our livestock in its lifetime. And even animal abuse is coming up with this. We might see some investigations and stories coming out around those kinds of topics here, which can be, rather intense, but it's things that we need to address, because whenever it comes time for us to consume that livestock, everything is energy, and that livestock carries energy even after death. And so it's all tied together. If we're going to ingest that and consume that, we want to make sure that the energy associated with it is positive. And so, we'll see some more things coming out around this time, with this full moon and your lunar eclipse surrounding this. And also just how we're taking care of the earth when it comes to pollution, when it comes to pesticides or excessive chemical treatments, within our crops and foods and all the stuff over processing. And finding, I believe, being a full moon energy here too, seeing more solutions come out, more innovative solutions, healthier solutions to dealing with this. And so it's big stuff. It's really powerful. The other thing specifically that came up here with cow is it's asking all of us on an individual but collective level, asking us to examine how we are giving to the world, how we're giving to the earth, contributing and helping the earth right now. You know, when you see an injustice happen in your environment, within your surrounding culture, pollution perhaps, or whatever it might be, you know, are you speaking up for it? Are you trying to spread awareness through action, through words, through word of mouth, all that? You know, so you're being encouraged, especially if you've been sitting on the sidelines, to step up, you know, speak your truth on the matter and share your concern. You know, it takes a village to create change, and change is being asked of us with these eclipse energies, for sure. So as you see, quite intense stuff showing up. Now let's get into the specifics for you, Capricorn. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and start shuffling the cards for you. I'm using a new deck today. I am doing the Druid Craft Tarot deck. Gorgeous deck, very green centered, Mother Earth centered. I love it. It's one thing I love about Druidry and Celtic faith. So Capricorn, feel free to tune in, take a couple of deep breaths with me here. Open your mind, relax your mind. So Capricorn, this is specifically affecting your 7th house in your chart, especially if you're a rising Capricorn. So with this affecting your 7th house, you know, this is that place of relationships, intimate connections, partners, marriage partners, potential suitors coming in, romance, but even contracts, you know, getting into business contracts with new work partners. So that is a focus here for you. Okay, I feel like one more little shuffle here. Being called to take 2 off the top here. And here we go, laying them out. Alrighty. Woo-hoo-hoo! Your polar opposites energy is strong here, meaning Cancer. Wow. So relationships are definitely a focus, and you're going to see that right at the beginning of the month, around that Cancer new moon and eclipse on the 2nd. In the first week, you have the Prince of Swords with the 2 of Cups. So Capricorn, a lot of you can expect a relationship. May I say even a commitment that's rushing in here. I mean, like, just whoosh. Boom. Kind of just being planted right in your face. Almost as a pleasant little surprise here in the first week. So that's awesome. I mean, look at that. You have the Knight rushing in right next to the 2 of Cups. You know, I have a feeling for a lot of you Capricorns, this person and relationship that's here for you in the first week is giving you a little bit of like mental stimulation, is verbally kind of sparring with you and challenging you. It's like the first attraction to each other has to do with almost, it's like a little battle of wits going on here. A battle of words, almost. It's a little bit of a love dance. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Take the time, definitely take the time to connect with this person showing up in the first week. Or take a little bit more time to connect with the partner who you're with, who you do feel strongly for, Capricorn. And I'm hearing the message too, especially if you're in a relationship, do something a little surprising and unexpected. Do something a little different. You know, so perhaps create a little surprise party for the other person, or take them out on a surprise date. That kind of thing. The element of like surprise and that kind of, pleasant sort of shock is going to be actually welcome. And some of you are just going to kind of be getting that through, running into this person or having that conversation. But especially for those of you in a relationship, that's a strong message coming through. We might come back to that and get a little bit more depth. But let's move on to the second week here. We have the Princess of Wands with the Six of Swords. Okay. So in the second week of July here, you're really being invited to try a different energetic approach. And what I mean by that specifically too is like if you are used to starting a conversation with someone or approaching conflict in a certain way, perhaps approaching it with aggression, or you're used to approaching it really passively, change it up. Different direction this time. Instead of doing it a passive way, be a little more upfront, be a little bit more assertive. Or vice versa, if you're usually a little more aggressive or too strong, then try being a little bit more passive, a bit more soft in your approach. That kind of vibe. See what I'm saying, Capricorn? In the second week, that's going to really serve you well here. Just changing direction with how a new approach to how you act, how you deliver your message, how you communicate to others, how you assert yourself here. Yeah. You're being asked to just kind of look at that and adjust that approach. Try just a newer sort of approach. Because the typical way of facing something or someone here just may not work in this scenario in the second week. So just know that and just, flip it around. Try doing the opposite. I mean, you are in Cancer season, which is your polar opposite, Capricorn, sorry. So doing the opposing thing can actually benefit you this month. So just, that's essentially the message right there. So moving on into the third week, King of Cups and Nine of Wands. Here's some of that Cancer energy, especially for you females out there. There's a male Cancer coming up really strong here. And even if you're in a same-sex relationship, male is coming up really strong here. So there's a bit of emotional maturity that comes with this person. And it's like someone is coming in here the third week and inviting you, trying to encourage you through compassion, through trying to make peace with you, trying to help. They're trying to encourage you to drop your guard. Nine of Wands here. See, the Nine of Wands here is all on guard, ready to, battle, stand up for themselves here. And the King of Cups is like, nah, let's just be cool. Let's love each other. Let's just share our feelings. So you might see that kind of conversation going on in the third week here. Where you're really being asked to let down your guard and have an intelligent conversation about your feelings. Just have a practical but heartfelt conversation when it comes to how you truly feel in the third week. Lay down your arms, lay down your weapons, Capricorn. Yeah, it's like I'm hearing the words too, compassionate release here in the third week. That's awesome. And moving into the fourth week, we're actually at this point getting into Leo season, and it gets a little bit more intense for you. I believe we move into your 8th house energy, but we'll go over that more, of course, in the August reading. But that's starting to show up here. And also the Cancer energy is super strong because you have the High Priestess and the Moon card. Okay, so some of you dealing with the Cancer, specifically Cancer, but it could be another water sign, Pisces or Scorpio. So just watch out for that kind of energy, that kind of person showing up here. But there's a lot of inner dialogue to be digested in the fourth week here. And I will say with this combination too, consulting with your spirit guides at this time, or consulting with a astrologer, Reiki artist, tarot counselor, whatever, or just a regular counselor even, Capricorn, could really be beneficial if you're having a hard time trying to figure out your mood and your emotions and trying to work through those and process those in the fourth week, then that will be a helpful solution. Seeking counsel, especially psychic counsel of some kind. The moon energy, psychic energy is powerful for you in the fourth week. Listen to those urges that you get, that you can't completely explain, that you don't have a practical answer for. Look at those and just follow the nudge, the signs, the roadmaps that you're going to be getting. I am hearing too some things of the past maybe resurfacing. Old wounds, an old relationship, some relational or emotional patterns and pains could be resurfacing in the fourth week. And asking you to listen to those and analyze those. You know, feel into them, but also take a practical approach, looking at what it is trying to teach you, what the lesson was. And because this is so deep here, I'm just going to go ahead and get an extra card here for clarity. See what else pops up with this. You know, there's definitely a lot of almost magic and ritual work surrounding you in the 4th week. So if you are someone who practices any kind of ritual work, spell work, you name it, or if you're looking to get into or to consult more with a psychic healer or intuitive, do so in the 4th week. There's just some powerful knowledge that's coming to you, that's helping awaken you and give you healing from any of those past pains. Blah! Okay, I'm going to go ahead and choose from the deck here. I feel like this is close to the bottom. And here we go. Wow. So you have rebirth. Another water energy. This is specific to scorpionic energy, okay? So, yeah. And this is affecting, at the end of the month, that place in your chart of death and rebirth. So, big transformations. Very much on an inner level, though. There's just this sort of rebirth with how you, going on with how you feel, with how you emote, Capricorn, going on in the 4th week. Universe, spirit is wanting to just transform that part of you, that part of your life in the 4th week. It's like you're being asked to be stupid, crazy, vulnerable in the 4th week. You really are. I mean, and these are all major arcana cards. So you're being asked to be vulnerable like you've never been before, or vulnerable like you haven't been in a long time, Capricorn. Be vulnerable, even if it makes you feel weak or broken. I know that sounds intense, but it kind of is. Do so, because it's gonna open you up for the healing and for this spiritual transformation that is going to just change your emotional vibe in the best sense, okay? That's really all I can say. So, because I want to, and I don't want to end so gloomy, I'm going back to the top and I'm getting clarification on that Prince of Swords and 2 of Cups that I said I was going to do. So let's look at that here. Okay, that card called to me quickly, so we have clarifying that. The 2 of Swords. Okay, so, wow. 2 of Swords with the 2 of Cups. This person in relationship that's especially showing up in that 1st week for you, Capricorn, is showing you a different side of life. A different side of you. Different side of your character. Opening you up to a part of yourself that you don't tap into very often. That's what it is. It's like You've been going down this left path for a while. Let's try the right path. That kind of energy. And I'm hearing the words, someone's really motivating you, inspiring you to open up to the different possibilities. Especially to the different, bigger possibilities when it comes to love and connecting with someone. You know, whether this means new relationship, current relationship, whatever, you know, this applies. It's awesome. And you may be also, I'm getting here, some of you, especially who are in a relationship, be faced with a choice to make. Following them down a path, you know, having to sacrifice more of your desires and needs to follow them and the opportunities or desires that they have showing up, or vice versa, you know, on the flip side. But it looks like that there's a lot of willingness to find middle ground, to make each other happy, to compromise, to make two halves into a whole. That's awesome. Beautiful. Well, Capricorn, that really does it here for your July reading. Capricorn, let me know how this is resonating with you specifically in the comments. If you are interested in doing a personal, in-depth reading, then let me know. You can access the different reading types I have on my Etsy shop. Link is below in the descriptions box. Of course, the lovely Psychic Message in a Bottle is going to be available. So excited about it. And don't forget to keep an eye out on my Facebook and Instagram for the free giveaway. Yeah, so there you have it. I will see you in the next video. Take care, Capricorn.